Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Irresistible and I'm a manifestation and soul realignment coach. My channel is geared towards helping you become your highest potential so that you can create and live the extraordinary life that is your birthright. In today's video, I'll be talking about how to know if you're doing everything right while manifesting. But before we get started, just a quick reminder that I offer both email and video coaching. If you need help in manifesting your desires, then definitely you want to check them out. All the details are in the description below. I also have something called Soul Realignment. If you'd like to know what your divine gifts are and how you came to express yourself here in physical reality, I can help you uncover what these gifts are and what may be standing in your way. So if you are spiritually oriented, you will be drawn to this work. If you'd like more information, you can find the information below as well. I always do get clients signing up for that, but it's usually people who are in resonance with it. So that's why I don't always mention it, but I just wanted to throw it out just in case this is something that you are interested in. And of course, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon in order to receive a notification anytime I upload a new video. So let's get started. This video is inspired by one of my subscribers asking me to film this video on how to know if you're doing things right. Now, I'm sure that I've covered this in multiple videos, but not specifically in this manner. So I thought I'd do it, or even if I did it before, this will be a refresher. So basically, the idea is you are working on manifesting something and you want to feel confident that you are doing everything right. Now, we're always programmed to receive feedback in some shape or form on the work that we're doing as a person. Since we've been growing up, since we went to school, we've gotten feedback on how we're doing. And here we kind of don't know if we're doing everything right, because ultimately the only way we know is through our physical reality. And sometimes we say you have to ignore the 3D circumstances as you're manifesting. So you're kind of trying to ignore, but at the same time wondering, but what if I'm not doing things right? What if this is showing up because I'm doing something wrong? So this video is exactly to address this doubt that you may be experiencing as a result of manifesting and wondering if you're doing things right. The first thing I would tell you before we go in is set the intention for yourself that you're always doing things right. That in and of itself is a manifestation, right? So set that intention that you are always doing things right. And then release that. Like, don't dwell on it, don't over focus on it. Let that be an intention. You can also affirm for yourself that I always manifest everything that I want very fast, or I'm a great manifester, or I manifest very easily, or I manifest anything that I want very quickly, or I am a master at manifesting. I always get what I want regardless of the time. So you can have that as an assumption in and of itself. But putting that aside, how can you know that you are doing things right? The first thing is you want to make sure that you were super clear with what you want, because sometimes you might be changing your mind without noticing. So sometimes you say, I want this, but then you say, no, I don't want this. So for example, you might say, I want a lot of abundance, but then you're saying, but I don't want to work hard. And automatically you're linking that to abundance, right? So here you want to be very clear. You want to say, I want to manifest a lot of abundance without doing hard work. So you kind of really want to be clear on what you want, because these can be opposing thoughts if you're not careful. Be super clear on your intention. Another example of not being super clear on your intention is saying, I want to get married to my SP, or sometimes you say, you know what, I just want to date them. You're changing your mind. So make sure your intention is clear, first and foremost. The second thing that you should do to make sure that you are doing things right is controlling your opposing thoughts. When I say controlling, it doesn't mean that if an opposing thought comes up, you are doing something wrong. It's what you do when that happens is the correct way. So we all, even at some point, are going to have opposing thoughts. It's about not dwelling there. It's about not allowing these thoughts to spiral. It's about really just redirecting. It's redirecting those thoughts, because thoughts may come up, like random thoughts may come up in your mind and you say, why am I thinking that? And then you just move away from it. Again, here, I want to emphasize something. When an opposing thought comes up, don't criticize yourself, don't judge yourself, just redirect. Just redirect. There's no value in judging yourself. The thoughts, it's an automatic thing, it's instinctive. Then what you do with it, that's choice. So you can redirect and allow your thoughts to remain in the state of the wish fulfilled. When I say in the state of the wish fulfilled, I mean in alignment with what you want. So if you're wanting to manifest a lot of abundance, the thoughts that need to be going on during the day, or simply not going on during the day, is the opposite of that. Oh, I don't have money. I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bills. I don't know if I should spend on this. There's a lot of mental focus on lack. That's what we mean by being in alignment with the desire, being in the state of the wish fulfilled. So if I was in the state of the wish fulfilled, what would I be thinking? Generally, you're not even thinking about it, to be honest. So you're not really thinking about money. But if you were thinking about money, would you say, oh, this is too expensive, or not? So your thoughts should not be in opposition to what you want. To help your mental diet, you can be affirming, you can be visualizing. These are all helping focus your thoughts, focus your mental images in the direction of what you want. So all of these are really, they're techniques, but they're also focused thoughts. So you're focusing your thoughts in the direction of what you want. So saying affirmations and saying them as much or as little as you want, so long as your opposing thoughts are not spiraling. That's the thing. Affirmations help balance out the opposing thoughts. And when it comes to visualization, that's what Neville Goddard always used to say. When you are doing your visualization in the state akin to sleep, it kind of overpowers any opposing thoughts you may have during the day, because you're doing them as your subconscious mind is super receptive. Your conscious mind is less active and your subconscious mind is super receptive. So it's much more powerful. So when you have a good handle on your thoughts, your opposing thoughts, and you're kind of either not thinking about your desire or you're thinking in alignment with your desire, then you are doing great. Predominantly, you may have days where you dip, but predominantly you are in that space. The third way to know that you are doing things correctly is you are not giving truth to the 3D. When I say you're not giving truth to the 3D, you're not engaging with the 3D, you're not giving it value, you're not saying this is it, this is my reality, you're not talking about it. It's really the 3D, which is not a reflection of what you want. You're not giving it attention and focus. You're not interacting with it. You're not making it a truth that this is the reality and I have to give it attention. You see it, you don't interact with it. You don't give it attention. You don't engage with it. You don't talk about it. You don't dwell there. You ignore. You ignore to the extent possible. You're ignoring. You're just not being bothered by it. You're not reacting to circumstances that fits as part of that. You're not looking at your 3D and thinking that this stuff is not working and really just wondering what you're doing wrong. It's all gonna catch up. You have to ignore. Like, don't react. This is old story. If you're getting immensely triggered, ask yourself, why am I getting triggered? Maybe there is a charged assumption, release it. But kind of predominantly ignore what's going on. Sometimes you may have dips. Again, it's about where you are predominantly. So that's the third thing. The fourth thing to know that you are doing things right is you are persisting. And when I say persisting, you're persisting in everything I mentioned earlier. You're persisting with the work that you're doing, you're persisting in controlling your mental thoughts, you're persisting in not giving in. So you're kind of not giving up. You're not wavering. You're persisting, you're continuing, you're unconcerned with the time. That's another thing. You know that you're doing things right when you're unconcerned with the time. So it's like persisting and not being concerned with the time at the same time, if that makes sense. So it's consistency plus persistence is really knowing that you're doing things right. And when it comes to persisting, it's persisting through the doubt. Like it's not giving in to the doubt. It's persisting through the doubt. You're pushing through, you're pushing through. Even though I don't want you to believe that there's going to be a lot of doubt. I don't want you to believe that it's going to be hard. It's just about persisting regardless. You're persisting, you're gonna get it. Ultimately, even if you don't do any of this, I mentioned this, that if you're super clear on your intention and then you get out of your own way and you don't dwell in the how that's going to happen, you're gonna get there. Ultimately, you will get there, and sooner than you think. So ultimately, there's nothing really that you need to do. Like, I want you to really believe that, yes, while you're being deliberate, you're controlling your opposing thoughts, and you're affirming and doing visualizations. These are things to help focus your attention. Ultimately, there's nothing that you can do wrong, except in dwelling in the negative state, giving into it, and talking about it 24/7. Yeah, that's not helpful. But ultimately, you are going to get what you want. I hope this really answers your question. If you like this video, then please hit the thumbs up or comment below. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.